absorb it.
Hey guys, me Nenvis here. So E3 just ended, and there's a lot of things I want to talk about E3, but there's one thing in particular that I really want to talk about, and that's obviously Star Fox. Um, Star Fox was announced at last year's E3. It wasn't really necessarily announced, but it was shown to show Miyamoto playing it, and some other people. It was very alpha stages, and it was just very early in development, like to the point where you can't really do much at all. Um, but now we got a good gameplay trailer. I saw that. I was very excited for it, and looks beautiful. I really want it. I want it right now. Um, so here I'm just gonna talk about some things about Star Fox Zero, that's its new name, Star Fox Zero. Talk about some things, what I think about, and what things that will occur, or hopefully will occur in it, and some other facts about Star Fox Zero. So let's get right into it. So Star Fox Zero, Miyamoto stated that it is not a remake or it is not a sequel. So it's its own thing. It's not like it says he's not remaking the game like Star Fox 64 did when they remade Star Fox 1 with Star Fox 64, and it's not a sequel like Star Fox Assault or Command. It's its own thing. Some people are speculating, like as me, that it actually might take place between Star Fox 64 and Star Fox Assault. Maybe it's something else. But from a few screenshots, it shows that Andros is still there, so Andros' forces are still there, unless someone else is pulling the strings after Andros' death, which I don't think so. I do really think it's its own story, but it could be interesting if it actually was between two parts, if it was actually between Star Fox 64 and Star Fox Assault, because it seems that Crystal's not in it, so that means, you know. Another big thing in Star Fox Zero right now is the transformations with the vehicles, from the R-Wing to the Walker, and from the Landmaster turning into a hovercraft almost. This actually is not new. This stuff actually was not new. It's not like just thought of now. This was actually thought of way back when with Star Fox 2. After Star Fox 1 was a success, they were going to make a sequel for Star Fox 2. With this actually mode in it. It actually had a button where you switch to a walker. The walkers were originally in Star Fox 2, as actually Miyamoto did say that in the interview. So that's nothing. So it's not new. It's actually something that I've been holding on, and something that I actually kind of really wanted for a while. I always kind of wondered, like, geez, well, I wonder what it'd be like if Star Fox 2 actually came out. Star Fox 2 was like practically finished, but it just never was released. Yeah, but it'd be kind of interesting. You know, I always thought to myself, like, well, why didn't any other Star Fox game use this, transformation thing? And I'm glad they did, because that makes a really great gameplay mechanic for it. It kind of switches things up instantly. You'd be 1 minute, you'd be like getting chased by someone, and you can change into the walker, fall down to the ground, and shoot them from the sky. So that could be a fun gameplay mechanic, and other things too. Nothing in Star Fox 2 that wasn't in any other Star Fox was that in Star Fox 2 you can go inside battleships and destroy them so they wouldn't attack the planet that's going to. It seems like that this is happening in the trailer. It looks like the R-Wing is actually leaving a battleship. Didn't destroy it, but it looks like it's leaving the battleship, or it could be just flying around it. But from the angle, it looks like it's leaving it. And in another part of the trailer, it shows it inside, shooting a core of something, which actually that's what it was back in Star Fox 2, where you actually go inside the ship and you use the walker and you go and you shoot the core and you blow up the ship. So that could be the same thing. They could be using the same thing there, which I actually really hope it is something like that. I would think so, because what else would be blown up as a core? There is also shown different transformations from the R-Wing, or maybe different vehicles in all of the whole. It looks like the Landmaster can switch between like just being a Landmaster or a tank to a little hovercraft that could just glide around, or just hover around and shoot things, blow up things. Another thing is the helicopter actually. That seems like it doesn't use much attack, more stealth or more like tactical things, because they're showing that there is a robot that comes down, looks like miniature Rob 64, maybe it was like Rob 64 2.0 or something. It looks like that can like open up doors and other things. It'd be great for secrets and other things, maybe that Easter eggs, secrets or something, collectibles, like, okay, you need to find this hidden spot, and you need to use this robot to get to that hidden spot and find these like secrets and collectibles and whatnot that could be in the game, which would be a great replay value for you to go back and try and find these certain things. It just, like I said, it doesn't look like it'd be used in battle. It looks like it's more used like in kind of like stealth missions, or like just tactical things where like, okay, I gotta turn on this, gotta go get this to get that to do this, that type of thing. That's what I think it's for. The planets that are shown in this trailer are, there are a few actually, from me just looking at them. There was Corneria, obviously. It appears to be Zonus is in it as well as Titana, and it looks like an orbital gate or just a space station. It feels like that Zonus, since Zonus is just like a big dump planet, there probably is a base there. That's where the helicopter was shown going through. So it's probably going through like an enemy base, deactivating stuff and doing other things. That's probably what that helicopter is used for as well. Titana, obviously back in Star Fox 64, it was used for the tank, for the Landmaster, and it looks like it's being used again. The Landmaster is being used again for Titana. So they're using the same planet, the same vehicles, which some people are saying is the same with me, that maybe this actually might be a remake, but just a different spin on it. Like, oh, it's like the same game, same story almost, but just like here's some extra things to throw into the pot, some extra sweet things to throw into the old base story. Because it's showing a lot of things that, you know, are similar, like Titanium was using the tank and whatnot. But, you know, who knows? Maybe it just happens to do the same thing, you know, whatever. It also looks like that in Corneria there's a large red planet in the background. That in any Star Fox game that has Corneria in it and you're playing in Corneria, I never seen a giant red planet. Now a giant red planet may be, I think the only logical answer, because looking at the map of the Lilat system and looking, you know, where the planets are placed, I think the only closest thing to it could be Katina. Katina is like a dirt planet. It's very like a dry, almost like not a desert, but just like a dry dirt, you know, planet, like a desert, just not sandy, I guess. It's very hot. It's very like, yeah, it's just just a hot dirt planet. It's just kind of there, and it's red, or it's tan and orange and red. So that's what my only guess that planet can be, because it does look like it's on Corneria, and they actually say it's on Corneria. So I think that it's it's Katina actually. It seems pretty close and pretty big. It can be just a moon almost, like you're on the moon and you're looking at the planet. That could be, but I highly doubt it. I think that is Corneria and that is Katina. That's the only logical thing I can think of right now for that. Now the gameplay obviously is going to be. It seems like it could be some segments be like a rail shooter, but most of the things that were showed in the gameplay trailer was all range mode type stuff, and they're just flying around all over the place, which is very fun to do. I think that may stir away from the rail shooter aspects of it and mostly focus on all range modes, because back they did do in the past Star Fox 64, there were missions, the whole thing was just all range modes. Like you start off and you immediately in all range modes, like in Fachina and the Katina, both of those missions where you start off in all range modes, where other missions maybe you're rail shooting through the whole thing until you get to the boss, and then you're using all range modes. It feels like that this game mostly will be all range mode. We're just flying around everywhere, and that could be very interesting, because when you're on the walker, it's not like you have a very set destination to go to, or you're like in a fixed area. It feels like there could be objectives, like, okay, either go do this. It could be you're like in these fixed objectives, like either you can go do this, and you can go do something else as well. So yeah, you can go do like one thing, or help out someone, and go do something else, another part of the mission. It could be something like that. I don't know for sure. Maybe it's still just one fixed area and whatnot. In the gameplay trailer, it does look like the walker is going through a space station, or it could be going through a battleship, like I said earlier. That's one thing that I saw in it, and it was kind of like, okay, so maybe it is shooting the core and doing other stuff like that. So also the gameplay is going to obviously be, they say it's be more cinematic, as in, you know, back in all the other Star Fox games, you are you're in a rail shooter, it's just fixed to this one path, and whatnot. And the way you aim, you move your entire ship to aim and shoot. In this, it's two separate cameras. It's two separate things. You got your gun facing one direction, and you are flying another direction. So it's kind of like two separate things. So you are gunning, and also flying at the same, obviously, but it's different. It's like you're doing two separate tasks almost. Like you're flying and you're using the control to using the gyro control, which is what they're going to do. They're going to use gyro for the aiming, and you're going to move and aim and shoot. And a lot of people actually think the gyro works at what they said when they played at E3. Actually, it worked. It wasn't like very like clunky and like very glitchy. It was very like they liked it and it actually felt good. So yeah, you're flying, and you're also shooting. So like you'd be flying one direction, you'd be shooting another direction. That seems very interesting, but also could be like very hard. Hopefully they will put an option where you can turn that off, maybe like classic mode or something like that, where you actually just both the ship and the gunner fixing directions. That could be. I'm not saying I don't like it. I think it's a very cool idea, and I would really love to try it. But I'm just saying people that may not like it maybe have that option for them. So the story for Star Fox Zero maybe just we don't know anything about the story really. Mimo said when he's making the story for it, it's gonna be second. As in, he is focusing on the gameplay first, the game first, and the story comes second. Like it's like okay, I'm gonna do the gameplay first for this segment, and then I'll tie the story with it. That's what he's doing. So it says, it will be a story. There is gonna be a story for it, but it's he's just focusing more on gameplay than the story right now. I guess the only thing I can guess for the story, it's just its own thing. Andros is back, doing other things. I feel it's the same type of story, maybe with just like more things thrown in it, like maybe more scenes about the team. Maybe there will be cutscenes for other things. Hopefully it was still be different, but still kind of keep the same Star Fox formula with it. You got your Andros, you got your Star Wolf and everything. It's got the classic stuff, but also thrown enough for it to keep it new and fresh and interesting, but still keeping the old original thing. And that's what I think all Star Fox Zero is a whole. Enough things to keep it different, but still kind of play the same, so the same charm to it. Just closing up, just some little other small nods I like about what they did. I mean, so many nods, but just things that are just reoccurring in it. It feels like there's Titan with the tank, with the monster. It feels like there's a different boss monster than it was back in Star Fox 64. Another thing I liked about the missile that was heading towards the Great Fox was actually another mission in Star Fox 64 in Sector Z, where there are these copperhead missiles heading for the Great Fox, to try and destroy them. These missiles look a lot bigger in Star Fox Zero and have lasers shooting off them, when before in Star Fox 64 it was just a missile just heading towards the ship, and you just had to try and blow it up before it hits the ship. Another thing in it was obviously Star Wolf is back, as they are in every game. Like Star Fox 64, we get mission accomplished. It's everyone's taken off. I liked that. They didn't really do that much in any other Star Foxes. It was mainly Star Fox 64 that did that. I'm glad that they did that in this one. Another thing in it that I saw that wasn't in it was the Blue Marine. That vehicle was actually a submarine. That was in one mission in Star Fox 64. I hope that actually does make a return in Star Fox Zero. It'd be nice to see all these old vehicles coming back. That'd be very interesting to see. I would like to see that, and all the vehicles coming back: the Landmaster, R-Wing, the new Walker, and the Blue Marine. That'd be very interesting to see. There is a screenshot shown that it looks like a boss creature that is actually inside of the orbital gate or the space station from the outside. So it looks like you could be flying inside of it. So that also can say that you go inside things and go back out, which was actually done in Star Fox Assault, or some of the missions where you actually you go inside and you're on foot and you're shooting inside a base. You actually go back outside into space and you shoot around. That was also in Star Fox Assault. Another thing I want to say about that is it looks like there isn't going to be any ground missions, which I'm actually kind of glad there isn't, like on foot shooting. I guess that's actually placed with a walker. I'm really glad about that, because Star Fox to me was just you're in the vehicle, you are kind of like, you're not a super person that gets shot up a bunch of times and can still run around and live. No, you need these machines to fight and whatnot. It's a war, and that's what I liked about it. It's there is no ground missions, which weren't bad in Star Fox. So I just feel like Star Fox is mostly like the rail shooters, in space, and you're flying around and fighting with these cool vehicles, and that's what I think they're gonna do in this in Star Fox Zero, where they're gonna keep it the same, where it's gonna be you're in the vehicles and you're flying around and you're shooting and whatnot. Another thing I saw, obviously is which is in every Star Fox, is the indicators for Slippy, Falco, and Peppy are there. They're all there and whatnot, and just things. Feels like it's Star Fox 64, but just revamped and just made better, and now it's just a whole new thing. Overall, I think Star Fox Zero is going to be great. Not just for all Star Fox fans, for new ones that own Wii U's, they're gonna see this like, holy moly, this is a cool. I mean, there isn't really many sci-fi games on the Wii U as if I know right now. A lot of it's party games and other child-friendly ones. This is a bit more advanced, and I think a lot of people are gonna see this and really gonna like it and buy it. I think if people like Star Wars and other space type things, and it's gonna be on Nintendo consoles if they own one. They're gonna see this. They're gonna like it a lot. Even for new fans and newcomers, they're gonna love this game a lot. I'm looking forward to this game. It's coming out this holiday, 2015, for the holiday. I'm going to get it, for the holiday for myself, and I cannot wait for this game. If any new footage or things come up for this, before then, I will cover it or try to cover it and see what I can do. So thank you all so much for watching. I had a lot of fun talking about this. It's very interesting. I'm very excited for this game. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys around. Peace.
Congratulations, you just sat through 15 minutes of myself rambling on about Star Fox. If you liked my ramble, go check out my other video about Star Fox I did a while back. And if you want to look at something else, look at my reaction about Final Fantasy VII Remastered. Ugh, that camera work in that video, jeez. Anyway, I'll see you all around, alright? Till next time.